How's everybody doing this afternoon? Good? Good to see you guys. Thank you guys for coming again. It's been a while since we had a class here. Almost a year now. But we're back. We have cooking classes every month. Second Sunday of every month. Same time, same place. And before we get started, I always like to just have a short word of prayer before we begin. Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you again for another day of life. And Lord, we thank you for knowledge that you give to us about health and about taking care of our bodies. And as we listen, as we learn now together, Lord, help us to use these things to take care of our bodies, that we may live a healthier, a more full life. We thank you for all of this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So, first things first. My name is Earl Kapule. I am the Director of Health Ministries of this church. And I love to cook. I was born and raised in Hawaii. And if you've been to Hawaii, you know that they like to barbecue almost every day or every weekend. And it's a diet.
Mercy.
Where the meat is the main dish. We just barbecue a lot. We eat fish every day. I moved here to San Diego about 3 years ago to just start fresh, start a new life, start new work. I wanted to be a firefighter originally. And so I took an EMT course, and that's where my life started heading in the direction I'm going now. I was reading my EMT book, and there's a statement that said, today, rarely does anyone die of a natural death. You know, rarely does anyone just pass away just because of old age. It's always a heart attack, it's always diabetes, car accident, murder, drugs, all of these things, but it's hardly ever just because they were old, in old age. And so that really struck me, and I wanted to learn more. Why is that? You know, in the EMT class, they teach you about the body and how it works, how it's supposed to heal itself, and how things you put into your body will help your body do that. You need to feed your body so your body can heal itself from anything that's trying to attack it. Constantly under attack, you know, so the body is constantly working, trying to heal itself. So I decided not to become a firefighter because of that. And so I went to a school up in Northern California called WEMAR, Center of Health and Education. And they taught me a lot of natural lifestyle remedies to prevent, stop, and reverse most lifestyle diseases. The diseases we see today in America, 95% of them are unnecessary. And 95% of us can prevent them, stop them, reverse them just through lifestyle. And so that's why we're here today. I just want to share that message to people that it's so simple to change your lifestyle and to reverse many of these things in our lives today. And so today we're going to be learning some healthy recipes. Every month we're going to be teaching you plant-based recipes, which are cholesterol-free and disease-free and bacteria and hormones and all those other things that come with farm-grown foods. And we just want to teach you a healthier way to eat. We don't ask anyone to stop, don't eat this, stop eating that. We like to teach people to add these things to your life. And it'll help you feel more energetic, it'll help you lose weight. When I changed my diet, people thought I was crazy. And a lot of my friends back in Hawaii would say, "You're crazy, how do you get your protein? What about calcium?" And all those things. And I told them, well, I did my study and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get all that I need. And so I did it for 3 months, and I lost about 25 to 30 pounds in 3 months. It was a big change. At first, the first couple of weeks, I felt a little fatigued. You know, my body was going through a change. And after the first 2 weeks, I started feeling more energy. I started feeling stronger than I was ever before. And so now at 27, I feel more energetic than when I was 21. With that lifestyle, partying and eating whatever I want, whenever I wanted. And I just feel a lot more better. Not only physically, but mentally, spiritually, and in all aspects of my life. And so that's why I'm here to share these things with everyone here. We want this church to be a center of influence, where people can come here and learn about health, be educated about all these diseases that's going on. You know, people are, why is he sick? Why are they sick? And we wanted to help you to do that in a natural way. Save you some money. So we have 3 recipes today. You guys, everybody got a recipe? Our first recipe is quinoa burgers. The first thing you're going to need is quinoa. Have you guys had quinoa before? How many of you have had quinoa? Most of you guys. Quinoa is one of the plant-based foods that is a complete protein. Now there's a lot of other foods that are complete protein, but they come with bad things. Like animal products, some of them are complete protein, but they come with a lot of other bad stuff. But this quinoa is a plant-based, complete protein, has all the amino acids that your body can't make itself. Has all the dietary amino acids. You need some water. Whenever you make quinoa, it's like rice, but you're going to double the portion. It's going to be 2 parts of water to 1 part quinoa. So you put a little more water than you usually do. You're going to need some garlic powder, some thyme or oregano, paprika, a can of white beans. I like Great Northern beans. These are organic sprouts. I usually make them in the crock pot, but I forgot to set it up yesterday. You usually soak it and then you cook it, so it takes some time. But I didn't do that, so for a quick fix, you just get a can of beans. Then you get some fresh corn. I don't have out here. Could you get the corn? 2 cups of corn. Frozen or off the cob. If you want to cut it off the cob, take some time, but corn. Red bell pepper, red onion, half of a lemon, the juice of half of a lemon, a 1/3 cup of oat flour or any kind of flour you like to use. I use oat flour in this one. And either a flax egg or energy egg replacer. Energy egg replacer you can find at the health food stores, Sprouts, and Whole Foods have them. But I like using the flax egg because it's more of an egg consistency. And it's cheaper. Yeah. So, because it's only 1 tablespoon of ground flax and 3 tablespoons of water. You stir it up a little bit, let it sit a little, and it starts coming thick like an egg. And so any recipe that you have eggs in it, you can use a flax egg and it'll work just the same. But now you don't have cholesterol in it. A little sea salt for taste, and coconut or olive oil to grease the pan for the burgers. So, with that being said, we're going to get started. You see, it says here, number 1, make your flax eggs. So I have my flaxseed here. And so about 3 tablespoons of water. I'm just going to stir it up. Flaxseed, does anybody know what flaxseed is good for? Yeah, omega-3. Omega is a just of omega-3. And it's not enough water. Ground, yes. You can do it with whole flax, but then you would just drain the seeds out. It would still make the same consistency. Some people, they boil it a little bit, and then it becomes thick, and then you drain the seeds out. If you have a coffee grinder, you can grind the flax seeds. But yeah, I like to, every day you have a bowl of oatmeal or cereal. You can put a teaspoon of flaxseed in your cereal every morning, and that'll get you your omega-3 that you need maybe about a teaspoon.
And if you buy the flaxseed meal, it's already oxidized out, so you don't get quite the...
Yes, it's not as good as when you get it whole and grind it yourself.
So if you took the whole flaxseed and boiled it,
see, so it becomes very sticky. So we're going to take.
We use 4 tablespoons of water, if you boil 1 tablespoon of flax seed in some water. And how much would you use?
Yeah, it's usually 3 to 1 ratio, yeah. Okay, right after you make that, you're going to start preheating your oven at 375. And then in the medium pot, you're going to make your quinoa. I made it a little ahead of time. It takes about 15 minutes. You make your quinoa. You want to make sure you rinse your quinoa, drain it, put it in there, and put the garlic powder and the thyme in there, or 1 teaspoon of thyme. Boil it for about, once it starts coming to a boil, you turn it on low, and leave it on low until most of the water evaporates. And then you're just going to cover it and let it sit for a bit. So that's the quinoa. And while the quinoa is going, the quinoa is going to take about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You just mash your white beans using a potato masher. Now you don't want to mash all of them. You can leave some of them whole. The recipe says about 3/4 of the beans, and you can mash the rest. Next, you are going to, when the quinoa is ready, you're going to mix that with the beans. That's about ready. The flax egg helps, and then the oat flour. I like it. And put it in a grinder, a coffee grinder or something. Yeah. Yeah. I like having beans for breakfast. It's pretty good. It's a good source of protein. About a cup of beans is about 8 to 9 grams, depending on what kind of beans. You mix these two together. You need a pretty big bowl. This recipe makes about 10 to 15 patties, depending how big you want your patties. I usually make them about the size of my hand, but if you're going to serve just a few people, you can make them a little bigger. So next, after you mix those two together, then you're going to just throw everything else in there. This recipe is pretty quick, simple. The thing that's going to take a lot of time is cutting everything up. When you cut all your vegetables, you want to make sure they're the size of a corn kernel. So you see it's pretty chopped up pretty fine. And with this one at the end, it says to season to your taste. That's on the back page. That's on number 5. Yeah, step 5. So to mix well, season to taste with sea salt and more of any other spice that you do. Depends on your taste buds, depends on what kind of flavor you want it. You can make this burger taste. It's like onions. You can also use red onions, but it is like onion. Oh, and the steps, yes. Yeah, I forgot to put onions there. Just a bit of lemon juice. The oat flour and the flax eggs you put last. Put all your seasonings. Now, for me, I put some sea salt. I also put some chickenish. Chickenish you can find at the ABC store, the Christian Food store in Paradise Valley. It looks like this. The brand is Bill's Best. card, so you can add your phone number, and you can purchase this there. We have a lot of vegetarian, vegan things, seasonings, a lot of stuff there. But this is really good. I like to use it to season things, like chicken, McCain's is good for that as well. Lower in salt compared to McCain's. And then you also have nutrition yeast flakes. It's also like a salt substitute. It gives a little salty taste. It's also kind of a little cheesy taste. But this is a pretty good source of vitamin B12, which vegetarians and vegans are sometimes low in. And that would be the only thing that nutritional yeast flakes. Yeah, so they have vitamin B12 in it. And so I put some in there also to give it a little taste. Very low in sodium. Instead of putting salt, nutritional yeast flakes. Yeah, they have it in bulk and you can just scoop. I just keep this and then I'll just restock. I'll get it in bulk because that's more expensive than getting it in bulk. So here's the yeast flakes. Now, if you want to, you wash your hands really good. You can use your hands. It would be a lot easier than with a spoon. It's up to you how you like to do it.
Ice cream scoop works real well.
Okay, then the flax egg. And the oat flour. Oat flour, yes. It's very easy. If you've made burgers before, if you've made cookies, just get a ball, you can make a ball, flatten it out, and you're good to go. 2 cups of corn. Oh, no, half cup. Sorry, we were making the recipe times 4 back there. Oat flours, made from oatmeal. But you can use any other flours, but I use the oat flour.
The oat flour has a binding effect to it also. So you buy it in Sprouts?
Sprouts, they have oat flours near all the flours and everything else, yes. And that's it. So then you make your patties, whatever size you would like to make them. And you're going to cook them for 30 minutes. Flip them at 15 minutes. What I did is I greased the pan, I put them on there. Before I when I flip them, I used like an olive oil spray. Also, I looked for a good one, and I sprayed the top of it, and then it came a little more crispy. I just lightly sprayed it, and as it cooked, it was a little more crispy. Because these burgers are a little softer. But, and you can play with it. You can put whatever vegetables you want to put in here. You can make mushrooms or a different kind of onion, or just add whatever you would like to make to it, and different seasonings, and you'll make a different type of burger. Okay, so is there any questions on this recipe? So quinoa is, again, like I said, it's a complete protein. It's also low fat. It's gluten-free. It's a whole grain. It contains 8.1 grams of protein per cup. And it has magnesium, has a lot of fiber, iron, calcium, and several other stuff. So it's really good for you. Yes?
Oh, isn't quinoa the one that you have to rinse really well? Because if you don't, it will be better?
Yeah, so yeah, you always want to make sure you rinse your quinoa before you use it. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the back, and we're going to come back out and we're going to do the garlic potato wedges. Yeah, yeah. This one is pretty simple. First, you're going to cut your potatoes, of course. Sprouts had a really good sale on these potatoes the other day. I heard it was 10 pounds for $2.50, something like that. But with the potato wedges, you can either make them like this, like slices, you can make wedges, however you want to make your fries. So first when you cut them, you have to peel them, unless you want to. Okay, and then you have olive oil, 3 tablespoons. This is all in a separate bowl. We're going to do this. Some rosemary. Garlic powder. Some oregano. Some thyme. Paprika. Some minced garlic cloves. Lemon juice. Then you do your parsley flakes inside. That's going to be right before you bake it. And then you have some sea salt. So I'm going to mix everything up. Put the potatoes in the bowl. This is about, I think it's 6 potatoes. You just pour this over the potatoes. Then you mix it up. With your hands, gloves. If you want a little more garlic flavor, just need garlic powder. And that's it. You get a pan, heat cookie sheet, put some wax paper on there and lightly oil it, and just place them on there separately, evenly. And it's going to bake for 30 minutes again. This is just to bake for 30 minutes or until it's brown. The temperature is different on this one, it's 425. And that's it for the potatoes. It's quick. You have some fries to go with your burgers. If you want to do it faster, yeah, you can cover it for maybe 15 minutes and then let it cook again, and it'll be done maybe in 20 minutes. But you can just leave it out for the whole 30 and it'll be nice and crispy in about 25, 30 minutes. Okay. The last, and then right before you throw it in the oven, just sprinkle parsley flakes all over it. And this last recipe, I wasn't sure if I was going to demo it at first, but it was just going to be a bonus recipe, but it's homemade ketchup. So I'll be right back. So I decided to make the homemade ketchup because a lot of, not all, but a lot of the ketchups you buy in the store has high fructose corn syrup. Yeah, which is not too good for you. It's in a lot of those artificial foods, and it's causing a lot of problems in America. So high fructose corn syrup, try to watch out for that. Make sure you read ingredients when you're at the grocery stores, because on the front, you put things that you're looking for, protein or a fiber and all these things, but when you look at the ingredients, sometimes, a lot of the times, the first thing is high fructose corn syrup. And so make sure you read them. Whatever's first is what is mostly in what's in there. And as you go down the line, it's less and less of those things. And so make sure you read the ingredients. So here we have some tomato paste. I didn't write it down there, so write it down here if you have a pen. But it's 2 cans, not 2 cups. What I used was 2 12-ounce cans. You have the little ones, but you also have the 12-ounce can. You can't find 12 ounce, just equal it up to 24 ounces. Oh yeah, the tomato paste, just try to look for the organic one, or make sure you read it, because even those will have the high fructose corn syrup. So at least make sure it's tomato, or you could make tomato paste. I haven't made it before myself, but you could, yeah. So maybe I'll add that to the future classes. But yes, so tomato paste. Then you have onion powder. Oregano, garlic, some pineapple juice concentrate, and you have some honey, have raw honey sprouts. Oh, that's not gonna work. Thank you. So there's some raw honey. If you want, you can try it with agave. Some people like agave better. Or I was thinking of grabbing blackstrap molasses. That is one of the healthiest sweeteners out there. And so it'll taste. You might change the taste a little, but it is a lot more healthier. So honey. You have some sea salt. Checked. Or maybe put it in a container with one of those tops, like a ketchup.
That's one of the problems we are only 2 people.
Yeah, so maybe cut this recipe, cut it in half maybe. Yeah, because this makes five cups, and so it's quite a lot. You have some cumin, some ground cumin, paprika, some low sodium soy sauce. And you have your lemon juice. So it says 2 cups scant of water, so barely 2 cups of water. Or you can just go little by little and check how you like it. You want it thicker, you want it thinner, add, or you can't take away, so just go little by little. It's the same with your spices. You can always add, but you can't take out, so make sure you just add little by little if it's not to your taste. And remember that when you're making these certain lifestyle changes, your taste buds are going to change, and it's used to certain foods. And so, at first, it doesn't taste that salty, or it's not that sweet. But the more you eat these whole foods without so much seasonings and salt and sugar and things like that, your taste buds will readjust. And then things that weren't very salty or sweet, they're really sweet and really salty. And so your taste buds can change. Within a week or two, you can change your taste buds to really taste the sweetness of a fruit and certain things like that. It's really awesome. See, so it's a little thick. Just add a little more. The main thing is when you're trying to figure out what to cook, what to make, is trying to find those substitutes, right? We have not weird here. We have substitute ketchup. We make substitute burgers, potatoes, fries. We're pretty much the same as usual, I guess. But a lot of times it's just finding that substitute that can help you make transitions. For me, a lot of the recipes that I already knew contained meat. And so eventually, some recipes I'll put tofu, not always, sometimes. Or sometimes I'd add a little more potatoes. And eventually I would get used to it. And so you just have to play with it. What vegetables you like, you can add more of that. And a lot of times it's just about the taste. You just like the taste, sometimes the texture. So we have to find something with that texture. And it's the flavor that makes everything taste good and that satisfies us. whisk, and that would be a lot faster.
Blender.
Blender and spin it a couple times. But yeah, that's it. So we have some homemade ketchup. Took a little time, but it's a lot more healthier. And that's the thing. Healthy cooking does take some time. You spend some time in the kitchen, get to know your kitchen, get to know your utensils and your ingredients, your spices, your herbs. But it feels good when you make something yourself out of scratch, and then you eat it, you serve it to your friends and family, and they're like, man, where did you buy this from? Like, no, I made it myself. And it feels really good, and you feel good after you eat it. It just makes you feel a lot better. So does that look like ketchup? Good thickness? Yeah, so is your ketchup? And that's it. My team is in the back right now preparing everything that I just made to serve you guys. In the meantime, we're going to get the projector set up, and we're going to have a quick health bite video. This woman is giving the presentation. Her name is Hilda Lisa, and she was one of the teachers at the school that I went to. She's a registered dietitian, and she's also a clinician, nurse. Yeah, she has her master's degree in food science and human nutrition. And so, yeah, she taught us a lot of things there, and so she's going to be giving a quick talk on lifelong health, secrets to longevity. So we're going to get that started.